Hello, everyone. Well, we're super excited to have you here today. My name is Habib Haddad. I'm one of the partners of E14 Fund.
And my name's Calvin Chin. I'm the other partner at E14.
And so at E14, this is our 11th year of existence. Our job, our mission is to help translate the amazing innovation that happens here at MIT into commercial life through startups. Some of these inventions have been born here at MIT as research, but also many of it have been inspiring the journeys of these founders into many, many years of existence after they leave, build other companies, maybe join large corporates, and come back into their startup life.
And what does that look like? Well, for E14, that's mentoring and coaching founders anywhere they are on that founder journey. We do a lot of programming and workshops here on campus. We connect with alumni and member companies, of course, and then we invest in these companies. And so there's connectivity across the community in a lot of these different vectors, and we invite you to be in conversation with us, whatever your interests and appetites are.
A couple of examples. We have a course called Beyond the Lab, a workshop called Beyond the Lab that happens in January. We have also another workshop for faculty on how to be effective board members. It turns out that faculty now have been seeing a huge amount of their students start companies, and they want to play a role, want to be supportive. The other interesting project, small one, but I'm excited about, is in a couple of weeks, we're chartering a bus from MIT to New York with a bunch of PhDs on it that are talking about AI, because there's a conference called MIT AI Conference in New York, and we're bringing them there, giving room to everyone, and hopefully we like a nice geek out.
One of the things we often talk about, you may have seen this image before, is in this journey for founders, we spend a lot of time helping that scientific and technical founder explore how to commercialize, how to productize, and scale the impact of their work. And that's activation of their founder brain. And so it's a different set of mentality, a different set of criteria and goals when you're a scientist than when you're a founder. The scientist, of course, is working on novelty, universality, unimpeachable data, and perfection. And then when you're a founder, it's repeatable. What's good enough for the customer? What solves the problem today? What probably is a specific pain point that's immediate in the near term?
What's actually also very, very insightful is as we look at many of our E14 companies that have grown and have now tens and hundreds of millions of revenue, the founders who are scientists still maintain these two thought process in their brain. So for example, when pandemic hit, a lot of companies had to really go back to basics and think about what core value they're bringing to customers. And so we've seen that also happening in fighting off competition or in hiring new teams. And so scientists end up having this innate ability to really take any problem that they're faced with, whether business or engineering or scientific, and break it down into these steps. And that we found is a huge, interesting asset that MIT and specifically MIT Media Lab graduates have.
And so a few examples of the kinds of companies that we've been active with. We've got a short video. Of course, the showcase itself is a great view on today about 25 companies will be presenting across different domains and categories. E14 is here to support the totality and the breadth and diversity of all of our companies, whether that's operating in hardware and software, whether that's working in scaling up of life science and biomanufacturing, or whether that's in pure software as well.
And what we've seen is also that these companies have been building, those who break out, have been building a unique entry point strategy and unique hardware, a unique entry point that then they can collect a unique set of data points that weren't captured before, on top of which they build insights, recommendations, and on the very top, actions. So even if you're a hardware company, can you ultimately operate as a software company? And those are some of the trends that we've seen work quite well for our companies.
And as you can see, there are lots of different kinds of companies, lots of different kinds of products, with lots of different kinds of founders. As Habib mentioned, many of these companies born from MIT work as the founders graduate and leave MIT. Others inspired by their training and education here, building companies based on their many years or decades in an industry or at a particular company as well.
One of the things we like to track and we like to say about E14 is where we prioritize transactions, we prioritize relationships over transactions. And that's been actually really apparent through the numbers that we look at. So in our earlier existence, it used to take us about 13 months from the time we meet a founder until we invest in them. We meet them because they might not be building a company, they might be here or outside. And today we looked at the numbers, it's actually 84 months. So really, it's about people. It's not about the investments and about the numbers. And that's something that, in fact, ends up being beneficial for the numbers, but it starts and ends with people.
And with that, we're going to kick off the showcase. But please do engage with either of us. The founders who are presenting and some others will be downstairs on the 3rd floor with the demo area all throughout the day. So we invite you to come engage with the content, engage with the founders, and then definitely we can facilitate follow-ups as well.
So what will happen over the next 40 minutes, an hour actually, more than 40 minutes, an hour or so would be all these companies are going to go on stage. Each company will present for about 3 minutes. And we'll have, after each of these sessions, a QR code that allows you to connect with these founders. So we highly encourage that you connect with them, particularly if there's a customer or potential investor relationship to be done. With that, I'll invite the first founder to come on stage, Jifei Wu from OPT Industries. Thank you.
Thanks.